Hey champ, so good evening. Something happened on the chat, right? So I just want to show you the trades I took today. So I had the opportunity to post a video today. So I I was like, why not? So on GJ, I was we were talking about buying GBP GPY, but for a long period of time it has been in this kind of like range. There's this big range here, right? You can see. Then there's a smaller range that happened recently from here down to this place. So what I was actually thinking of was that once the market breaks, let me show you. Okay, so I was thinking that once the market breaks this level, because this was Monday, right? So once the market breaks this level, I'm going to buy. Then I said I'll take profits here and I'll take profits here too. But once the market rejects off here, I'll close all. Or I'm just going to wait after the market breaks above this area. But you can see that price just came to this place, rejected it and started pushing downwards. So now it has broken above. Let me clear this. It has broken above the, sorry, it has broken, price has broken above, sorry, broken below the trend line. So what I was looking for, actually today I was looking for short. So this was what I did. Into the 15 minutes time frame, I just saw the price broke out, then retested on the trend line, then it was heading downwards. I was like, okay, so if I see a break and retest to the downside, I'll enter for for the shorts. Then I entered, then the market just rejected up and started going up again. That was the trade I took today. But if you can see here, you can see what price is actually doing now. I just set this trend line now not too long ago, about 2 hours ago. So you can see that price is expecting that trend line. So what I'm thinking of doing tomorrow is that I'm just going to wait for more rejections around this area here. This is where I'll be thinking of entering my sales from around here. I think that if there's a rejection to this area in the morning, that means there is a possibility that price is going to respect this trend line and this resistance area. So if that happens, I'll be selling the market from this side, right? From here I'll be shorting all the way down, all the way down, all the way down. That will not be my final TP. My final TP will be around this level here, this level. But let's just put it back up for for obvious reasons as the closest support level that we have, right? So let me just put it here. The closest support that we have, that's this one. The closest support level that we have. I'm just going to mark it out and leave it there. So that's what I'm going to be doing tomorrow. This is what I'm going to be doing tomorrow. So if you can see on US oil, we had a good trade today, but I didn't actually hold it to complete take profit. I took profit earlier before even hit CP. Right, I can see that it just kept going up to the upside, right? So what happened was that we had this very nice downtrend. That was this one I was talking about last week, and I was like, okay, I knew that it's just going to continue going down. Then on Monday, I was looking for shorts around. On Monday, I was looking to short around this area here, this area, but I don't know. Price just rejected of it. I placed my sell, then it took me out. It went up there. Then I was like, okay, maybe price want to reject off that trend line. Then the market broke above and retested the trend line. I was like, this might be a trap. Let me wait and see. Then the market just it was kind of like ranging for about 3 hours, right? You can see this 3 hour candlestick, this one's here. So the market ranged for 3 hours before it even started going up. So I was like, okay, let me just wait for the next day and see what's gonna happen. And I woke up today, which was Tuesday, and I was like, I don't think this thing is going to come down anymore. Just looks like you want to just start going up. Then this trend line that was here, I just extended it, and luckily it touched the area. Then I was like, okay, let me place this buy. So I waited for, okay, I think let do this. So when I extended this trend line, I was like, okay, he hits here. I was like, okay, let me wait. Then after rejecting off, after this 30 minutes rejection candlestick, I place the buy order, right? I place my stop loss around here so that it should, in case if price wants to come back to test this area of support, it won't take me out, right? So I was like, okay, let me just place it below the the area of support a little bit. My stop loss was about 41.9 pips, so let's say approximately 42 pips. I was targeting like 99.6 pips. So I was like, I actually closed out my position, which was, not so good. I closed out my position before he actually hit take profit. And if I had forgotten the trade a little bit, I would have hit this area here. But what I failed to, to mark out was that once this breakout actually happened, there's a possibility that price could have gone back to this main area of this very strong area of resistance, but I didn't actually see that. I was actually blinded by this view. That's why I had to mark out this level, which I thought that was the best place to take profit, which was actually this level. If I actually wanted to take this shit, I might be thinking that it might be taking like 2 days, but US oil does its thing, and this is where we are now. So I'm just going to remove one or two things because I don't actually need any of this anymore. Right, US oil has passed this level now. I'm just going to remove this. Might take a while. 7 minutes. So okay. I'm looking to remove. I'm looking to remove more tools, but I don't want to, make it too. I don't want to clear the whole chart, right? So there's a level of resistance here too. So I'm just going to, watch out for that area. So what I'm thinking now is that there's a possibility that price might come here, break this level, and just continue dropping, or price might come to this level, retest it, for a more better upside, then go up, tap on this trend line, then maybe come down back. There's possibility that price could do this too. Price might just, retest to go up, break above, retest, then keep going up. So these are what I'm expecting. But most of these moves are not going to happen tomorrow. Tomorrow is Wednesday, right? So for tomorrow Wednesday, what I'm actually looking for, I'm looking for a retest on this level here. I don't know how deep the retest will be, but maybe from here to around maybe here, which is a smaller retest, or maybe a bigger retest around here. Then a continuation to the upside since price has started going up already. Or maybe price might just want to come and hit this Fibonacci level around from this swing low to this swing high. Let me just delete this trend line because it doesn't matter anymore from here. It doesn't really matter. It's just going to make my charts so okay. It makes a lot of sense now. So this is what I'm thinking. If price might still come to this level, don't forget this is also a level of resistance turned support now. So price might also favor that level as a Fibonacci and come to bounce that level. But I don't think that price is going to come back down. I think price is just going to retest this newfound support area before it keeps going up. So this is what I'm expecting for tomorrow. I'm just expecting for a nice retest of this new support, right? A good retest, then a continuation to the upside. I'll be taking profits around here, from here to around here. This area will be a more tricky area because price can do crazy things around there. So I'll be watching out for it. I'll be taking profits this area and this area here too. So that will be my plan for tomorrow. let's see how it's gonna be. So it's 11:44 p.m. already. I'm just gonna go to bed, so I'll be able to wake up early tomorrow to continue trading. So actually on GBP USD yesterday and today I've not seen any good area for me to enter this trade, enter this short. I was actually looking for a nice break and retest to the downside. I don't know, G didn't bring that opportunity. I was expecting a good retest before before declining, but price just declined. It didn't give a good retest, and we can't classify this as a retest because it didn't even it didn't move anywhere. It didn't move anywhere. It just just did this thing, and no retest, just dropped about 100 plus pips. Should be over 100 pips. Let's say 116 pips for instance. So that's 116 pips of bearish momentum, right? From GBP. So I was thinking of something. This trend line, it looks so thin and it's not going to hold. This trend line that I just placed now, I think I placed it in the afternoon. So I was like, okay, maybe price might just come to test the low like test this level of resistance here for price to drop. But I actually wanted to enter the trade, but it didn't work out because the time price came there was around, I think this is 20, should be 8:15. I rejected around 8:30, 8:45. So I wasn't able to take that trade because it's past my trading hours. I would love to, in as much as I would love to take that trade, I just don't see any interest in taking that trade anymore. So it just came down in profit a little before it went back up. So what I'm expecting for GBP USD tomorrow is I'm expecting like a kind of like a shocking kind of scenario. Maybe price is going to reject off this one as we thought it would, or price would come back. These things is crazy sometimes, right? Price might just spike up to this level of a resistance and just drop. And why I say that will happen, or why I think that will happen, is because this level of this what's it called, this trend line is not valid. It's not looking solid at all, so I don't think it will hold. So if that is going to happen, if this is going to happen, let me just adjust it a little bit. So that means there is a possibility of a break and retest of GBP USD to the upside. Let's say something like this is going to happen, then I'm going to look for that area for me to take that trade. Should be around 60, 70 pips. Should be okay, let's say 60 pips. Should be around 60 pips. So this is what I'll be looking to do on GBP USD. So if I am not 100% sure, but what I think is going to happen is this, right? This trend line does not look solid. You know how a solid trend line looks? It looks big and kind of like huge in some way. Like look at this trend line. It lasted for over a month. Over a month. Just look at how this one is. Look at how big and solid this is. Look how this big and solid this is, right? Compared to this just looks like broomstick. Looks like broomstick, so I don't think it's going to hold. So these are the three things I'm expecting, or two things actually. Two things, because if there's a possibility of this happening, fine, right? But I think this is a more better trade to happen. A break and retest of that recent resistance, break above, retest, turns it into a support, then push up for it to give a good retest on this area for a drop, right? We need a retest, the same retest we were looking for on Monday, the same retest we are going to get from this area here once market goes up. So that's what I'm still expecting. This looks like chart pattern like a double bottom. I think that's the best chart pattern to call this right now. It's a double bottom, so it's actually another confluence for me to take this buy. So let me just delete this because it doesn't make sense anymore. So it's like a double bottom, right? So let's see how it's going to be tomorrow morning. So I'm still going to count this trend line as a breakout if price breaks it out, right? If price breaks out of it, I'm still going to count it as a breakout of a trend line, right? So that's what I'm expecting on GBP USD. So once price gets to this place, it's just going to drop. That's what I'm expecting too. Maybe that drop is going to happen maybe on Thursday, maybe not Wednesday, but let's see how it's going to be. So on USD JPY, I actually I don't think I've taken any trade on UJ this week. Okay, I think I took one trade, the break and retest of this area, right? So market broke above retest. I took the buy. I closed out around here because it was in the night already. See, around 22:00, which was around 10 o'clock in the evening Nigerian time. So I closed out here. So you can see that after I closed out, the next day when it opened, it came back down almost to our entry. It came back down before hitting TP again. So I didn't want that roller coaster of emotions. Apart from the emotions in itself, there's a lot of tiny volatility candlesticks here. These candles are just so small. These are 1 hour time frame candles, by the way. If I go to the 15 minutes time frame, you see there are very little. There are very little candlesticks here. This so I was like, I think the momentum is dead. So I just had to close out the position and wait for today. So this one happened today. I would have taken this buy. But this trend line wasn't there yet, right? I would have taken this buy, but the trend line was not there, so that's why I didn't take it. So look at what USD JPY is doing now. We are experiencing some kind of like a breakout of the trend, right? So I'm just going to put this here because this makes sense. I'm going to put this here. So I'm expecting two things now. This same break and retest to the upside. I'm still expecting this. If it happens, fine. If it doesn't, this is going to happen. A retest on this area here, which is also a retest on the trend line, then a drop to this area here. And why I should have said a drop to this area and beyond, but this area is the closest area of support that we have that can hold price, right? I don't want to start short selling to this area, these levels, and I see that okay, price is not going to go there. So if you go on the 1 hour time frame, it makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense for me to hold the sell till this place. But I don't just want to do that kind of trades right now because this place is a very critical area. See, if you go to the 4 hour time frame, you can see this is a trend on its own. This is a trend. Then this is a higher time frame trend. This blue line is a weekly time frame trend, right? So there is a trend inside another trend. So that is the kind of scenario that we have here now. So we want to be mindful of what we are doing. That's why I said a break and retest to the upside it's a more better trade to take, right? It's a more better trade to take because we are actually in an uptrend. But there's a possibility too that because this blue trend line is also valid, so there's a possibility that price might, let me delete this real quick, right? So there's a possibility that price might come to this side just for a retest, come to this blue line, then reject from the blue line because the trend line also is valid. It's a weekly time frame trend, so it's a very strong trend. Look at how it has held price multiple times. Look at how it held price here, not allowing it to drop below. So there's a possibility that could happen too, but this is the trade that makes a lot of sense right now. There's a breakout, so I'm expecting a retest on this recent recent resistance area. And if there's a retest there, maybe by tomorrow morning I'll be looking for selling opportunities. But if there's no retest, the market just for some reason goes back into this trend, or maybe even if it does not go back to the trend, if price breaks above breaks above this area of resistance that we have right now, we are going to be buying. So that is it. I just want to check if there's another trend here, because most of the time these trend lines are bound to change. So we are, as traders, we are bound to always check if there's something that's going to make your trend line not work. Let me put it that way. If there's something that's going to make your trend line not work, you better check it. As a trader, you better check it. You want to make analysis and you just you realize that, oh, maybe you could have placed the trend line in a more better way, and it would have played out. You don't want to be having that kind of regrets. So I'm just checking if there's something at all, or there. Okay, there's another possibility for this, that maybe price, maybe the market just wants to extend the trend, because this is also like a toothpick kind of trend. So it's so tiny, right? Maybe there's a possibility that the market wants to expand the trend. That is why it's forming this leg. But for you to give this kind of rejections here, this kind of rejections, it means that this area of resistance is very strong. That is why it's rejecting that way. So that's on that. So I'll just be looking to do all of this. I said one thing about analyzing the market is that it can be easy to analyze, but it's not easy to take the trade once the market is open, once your accounts are with you and all of that. It's kind of a little bit more stressful than than just doing analysis. So thank you very much. If you have not subscribed, please click on the subscribe button, like, follow, share, comment, please. All of this actually, help me, motivate me to upload more content like this on YouTube. So thank you very much and have a good one.